go.
Are we live?
Go button.
We're live. We hit the
Go
go
button.
button. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Talking Average Fitness Podcast. My name is Sam Burns, and this gorgeous example of a human being across the screen from me is Mr. Kevin McCarthy. Kevin, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing good, Sam. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Because somehow, nobody has canceled us, and we've done one full year of episodes. This is our 52nd episode.
Yep.
One episode every week for a year.
Yep.
And I think just by doing more than like a month of consistent episodes, we're in like the top 30% or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, like the number of it falls off real sharp. The number of people who start podcasts and don't do anything.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
It would be this is what percent of podcasts last for a year?
Make it a year.
Oh, podcast statistics. Look at this. There are 2.5 million podcasts listed in Apple Podcast.
Sure.
Of those, only 450,000 are active.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Man. I mean, it's been one heck of a ride, that's for sure. I mean, we've talked about this before. The fact that we haven't been canceled means that either A, we're not being aggressive enough, which, we can always be more aggressive, or B, just our threes of listeners are just, we don't have enough listeners to get canceled.
There is that.
Which could be that, but that's okay. Sweet. So
we had an idea. How did we come up with this idea?
Didn't it get presented to us by someone? Someone was like, "Hey, for
Carly.
your 50-second,
of course it's Carly, fucking Carly,
50-second episode, you guys should ask each other a bunch of questions."
So we're gonna do that. So this is the questions episode. Maybe we'll call it Carly's questions episode because she came up with this idea. So there are 52 questions, 26 apiece that we've come up with. Neither of us know what's going to be asked here. This is in true us fashion.
Yeah, just fly by the seat of your pants.
Ready, fire, aim. Figure it out on the back end.
Are we prepared? Absolutely not. Are we going to fuck some shit up? Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. So, do we want to flip a coin to see who goes first?
I'll go first.
Okay. There we go. You're going to go
that
first.
Question right there.
Beautiful. Yep. No, we don't want to flip a coin.
Okay. No, I don't want. That just sounds like way too much effort. Plus, I also don't have a coin. I don't trust your coin. So,
great way to start.
Yeah. So question number one, I said, my questions kind of range from like the most like mundane, just kind of like just stupid, silly stuff to like might dig into, a little bit of Sam's psyche as well.
Okay. I can't make that same promise, but we'll find out.
So, what is your favorite like dessert or treat? Like if you're like, you can only have one dessert or treat for the rest of your life. This is your favorite. This is the one. What is it?
It's a toss up between my family has had a recipe for Swedish apple pie for I don't know how long, and my wife makes a double crust version of it that when she makes it, I eat it for breakfast. And like I don't attempt to track anything. I just eat fistfuls of it.
Yep.
That or she makes it's this like chocolate chip peanut butter brownie cake thing. It's a problem. And like,
is it like a blondie? Is it like a blonde brownie or no?
It's not
more
really
like a cake.
It's more like a cake. It's closer to a cake than a brownie. And she makes them like a 9.5 by like a 9 by 13 Pyrex sheet of them like around this time of year.
Yep.
More often than not. And so
because
it's a blessing and a curse.
It's personality season, baby.
It is. Wow. All right. So I have a similar question, but my version of that doesn't come until later.
Okay.
My first question is, why are you so damn handsome? Because it's distracting, frankly. And I'm interested in what you come up with.
Why am I so? I mean, we could like really go down like the genealogy route. However, like this is like an ongoing joke in my family and has been for a while that I was like either adopted or like swapped at birth or something.
Right.
because I'm the only person in my immediate family that has red hair. My brother has brown hair, my mom is blonde,
What?
my dad has black hair, right? So I'm the only one with red hair. However, wait for it. So I
Okay.
sat there and like I remember asking, I'm like, just like not seriously, I was like, did I switched at birth at something? Like I don't necessarily like in a features sense, like facial features,
Yeah.
at least to objectively looking at like if you look at my dad, my mom, me, and my brother,
Yeah.
like my brother looks exactly like my grandfather on my mom's side,
Okay.
and I look like none of them. So, but if you looked at like my haircut and the facial hair, and you put me and my dad, like that's similar between my dad has a buzz cut and a beard,
Yep.
so like that would be similar, but like face structure and features, it's not there.
Weird.
And so, I mean, I was like, was I switched at birth or something? Like, what the fuck happened here? Because none of you have red hair. I don't look like any of you. Like, what happened? And
Wow.
then it came down to like, apparently, my grandmother on my dad's side
Yeah.
was like full red hair, but her hair went fully white at like 28. And so, yeah, just like some genetic something where her hair just like full. So I never knew my grandmother without like fully white hair.
Right. That
So
makes
you'd
sense.
never know.
Yeah.
And so, but then like my cousin on that side of the family, like my cousin Brenna has my color hair. And I'm like, was I supposed to be over there? Like what happened in the
So you're
um
you're that guy on the Punnett Square who's like way the fuck off in the corner.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. All
So
right.
aside from that, like I don't know.
Just
I
lucky.
mean, yes, I guess, if you want to call it like I don't tan at all, I just get burned and then, it turns back to just this shade of white. Like the darkest I've ever been is like a very light shade of off white. If you go over and like get one of the bare like paint cards, like there's like white, there's like off white, then there's eggshell. Off white's about as dark as
I was
I
gonna
get.
say eggshell.
Yeah.
The bald head
um,
that works best. All right.
yeah, there we go. So that's the question.
Go.
There's your answer. So what's your favorite movie ever of all time? Currently, because like movies are always coming out and it could get changed, but as of right now, favorite movie.
That's hard.
I say these questions might be making Sam think more than the ones I think are going to make him think.
Because I have an automatic gut check answer.
I feel like
But then
that's
I
your
want
answer then.
but like is it my true favorite movie or is it just the favorite movie I remember? And so probably my true favorite movie of all time is the original Matrix.
Ooh,
Like
okay.
I I I went and saw that movie in the movie theater I think like 8 times. And like just obsessed
I'll
with
say knowing how Sam's brain works, probably like went to see it the first time and spent the next 8 days just wandering the streets of Maine, just like just poking stuff. They're like,
in a
where's
stupor.
the glitch?
Yeah, right. Yes. I probably the original Matrix, not the
Okay.
knockoffs, the sequels. I mean, they're good and they filled the bit for an action movie, but the first one was deep on a bunch of
Mm.
levels. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. If
Oh
I
boy.
could pay you five
Mm.
hundred dollars a month, or rather, no. If you could pay $500 a month to never do one CrossFit movement ever again.
Thrusters.
Done.
You have to answer
Take my credit card.
thrusters. Fuck those things.
Really?
Uh,
Thrusters?
I don't. It's the weirdest thing. I've talked to you about this. I'm like thrusters are the bane of my existence.
Yeah.
In terms of I hate them. And it's just always been a struggle for me. I'm not a great squatter. Like the movement pattern of squatting has always been rough for me,
Yep.
just from like a mobility standpoint. Before I started really working on it, now that I have worked on it a ton, it still takes a ton of mobility and position work to keep that range of motion and balance and stuff. So it's like it's
Yeah.
hard for me and they just suck. They like, but I
Yeah.
love wall balls more than my own life. I'm like, but it's the same movement pattern essentially. Like
But
it's the same thing.
it's not the barbell in the front rack though.
What exactly? And that's the struggle for me is the barbell in the front rack. So like um, easy answer. Thrusters. Everything else, I'm fine with it. There might be some movements where I'm like, well, this is unpleasant, but I don't hate it.
Sure.
Like devil's press are terrible, but I don't mind it. If you're like, yeah, we're just gonna do like 20 devil's press, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Everything else, all fine. Thrusters, don't like it.
Wow.
Don't like it.
Okay.
How was that for a rapid fire answer?
That was apropos. All right. Tell me other things. Go ahead.
Okay. So another food related question. If
Okay.
you could only have one thing, and you may have already answered this with your first answer, but if you could only have if you could only have one thing for breakfast every day, but there was zero health consequences to your choice, what is that one thing? Like there's zero consequences. Like if it was like, for example, if you were like a whole one of those apple pies, like there's no gas, there's no bloating, there's no indigestion, there's no weight gain, like there's zero consequence to your choice. But you get to pick one. You get to pick one thing, and you can only have this one thing for breakfast for the rest of your life.
Oof. It's gonna be a cop out, but bacon and eggs. Like,
I mean, listen, I feel that, man.
Bacon and eggs until I was full. Like,
yeah,
which would make it an inordinate amount of bacon.
Yeah.
And 12 like 5 eggs.
Yeah, 12 eggs and 2 packs of bacon.
Yeah. Like there's something that, like, while I'm like shoveling that into my face, makes me want to salute the American flag. So
you got like just a cup of like Black Rifle coffee, like in a mug.
Yes. Like black coffee, bacon, and eggs.
An eagle screams in the background while like an American flag's waving behind, saying like,
yes,
that's what that
yes.
Is. Oh man,
thank you for completing my dream. That was amazing.
Listen, I just wanted to like illustrate that, because as soon as you were like, it makes me want to salute them, I was like, I'm just seeing like American flag and eagle cries in the distance, like Sam's just like shoveling bacon and eggs in unlimited amounts
as I read the Declaration of Independence
that you stole. Just fulfilling Nicolas Cage's
Nick Cage in that bitch. Yes.
Yeah. All I was thinking as soon as like bacon and eggs was like the scene in Parks and Recreation where he's like, give me all the bacon and eggs that you have. And he's like, got it. And he's like, wait, come back. I worry that what you heard was give me a lot of bacon and eggs. What I said was give me all the bacon and eggs that you have.
Yes.
And the waiter just kind of like, and he's like,
yes,
let's go.
There's so many great things about that show.
So many great things.
All right. What is your single favorite thing about working out? Because you work out regularly, you coach working out. What is your single favorite thing?
Oh man, that's a great question. My single favorite thing. I mean, my single favorite. I don't know if this is like kind of two answers, but like I'm gonna phrase it as one thing. So like kind of just seeing what I'm capable of for like kind of the two reasons of like, one, if I'm not capable of something, then I have something to work on and work towards, or like the holy shit, I didn't know I could do that type thing. Where like, you're doing a workout and it's like, you're going to do sets of 10 ring muscle ups. And it's like, well, let's see if I can do them. I'm broken. And then like if things fall apart, you're like, sick, I'm not quite there yet. Got to keep working on it. But if you do it, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Didn't know I could do that. So for like, just my favorite part of it is kind of like seeing where those limits are, because it kind of like, it either like surprised you with like how, far you could go, or you're like, ooh, got to work on that. And then, I enjoy the work aspect of it. So like, that gets me fired up as well.
Okay. All right. I dig that. Okay, go.
So kind of flipping the coin on your question with the credit card, what's your favorite movement?
Assault bike sprints.
Ooh,
like
who hurt you? Jesus.
So if they're short, I can wreck them.
Like less than 30 seconds or 30 seconds or less.
I got a lot of mass, and like I got long arms. I can put a lot of power in it, right?
Yeah.
And if it's longer than that, few things move the needle aerobically for me, like especially if you go to an Echo bike where like it's
Mm,
got less mass in the flywheel mechanism, so it's like
mhm.
all you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, assault bike sprints.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like if I've been on an Echo bike a lot, and then you give me an assault bike, I'll fucking eat that thing for breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I just got
That's
excited.
awesome. It's just so exciting. Sam's gonna go do assault bike sprints after this. He's gonna go to his garage, just like he's gonna rip like I don't know, 30 on, 30 off for 10 rounds or something. That's not
Gross.
nearly enough rest for that.
No.
30 on, 5 minutes off.
Yeah, it needs to be a 3-to-1 for sure.
At least.
Yes.
At least for like maximal output for sure.
All right. Okay, so I just asked you what's your favorite thing about working out. What is your least favorite thing about working out? One thing.
My least favorite thing about working out.
The thing where it's like, fuck, if I didn't have to put up with this thing, my life would be perfect.
Ooh, because originally before you just put that thing, like if I didn't have to deal with it, I'd be good.
Yeah.
Because originally when I was like my least favorite thing would be like the pain, the discomfort, because I tend to put myself in a hurt locker most days, because I'm a psychopath, and
Yeah, sure. Why not?
but I wouldn't want to never deal with the pain ever again, because I think it builds some character, some resiliency. Like there's some, like we say, the biggest adaptation with CrossFit between the years, and most
Sure.
of that shit happens when you're at a level of this discomfort that most humans won't go to
Sure.
voluntarily.
Yeah.
So that takes out that answer. So now I don't know. My my least favorite
Do you
thing
want to
about
do you want to pass and come back to it?
nope,
Okay.
sweating.
Ah,
So
me too.
so because I've had it happen multiple times where like we're doing a workout. This is like the epitome of like I wanted to like just like someone needed to get hit when this happened. We were doing like a suffer on Saturday at the gym,
Yeah.
and it was like a climbing ladder essentially of like complexity with gymnastics as like
Sure.
the movements went along. And there were other things mixed in there, but there's like the consistency was like the gymnastics went from like pull up to chest to bar to bar muscle up.
Yeah.
So I have my gymnastics grips on. However, like my hands and wrists and my entire body turn into liquid
Yeah.
as I'm working out.
And those
And
things are
so,
useless when they get wet.
oh no, it was so wet that the Velcro like wouldn't stick.
Adhere?
Like yeah, like the Velcro would not adhere because the grips, the whole wrist part got so wet.
You
like I have a pair of
thwarted
Victory
hook
grips.
and loop.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Because I like just soaked it through to the point where like it would not stick. And so
Wow.
I finished the chest to bar without the grips on my hands, which then like my hand skin started to hurt because I usually wear grips on that stuff. So I finished the chest to bar with that, and like I took my grips, and it was like one of the big like floor fans at the gym.
Yeah.
And so I tilted it down and put the grips on the floor to try and dry them as I went out on my next like run and next movement. So when I came back to them, they would be somewhat dry, and I could put them on and like use them for the bar muscle ups.
Sure.
And so that was a fun time. So like sweating profusely, sweating to the point where like you're just slippery and gross and all that fun stuff. Yep, that would be mine right there.
Okay. All right. Shoot.
So also in the movement vein, but a different question than what's your favorite movement. If you could only do one movement for the rest of your life to check off as many of the 10 general physical skills as you can, what movement is that?
Fuck.
Yeah. I didn't expect this one to be this hard.
Well, I got the 10 general skills in my head, and I'm like drawing
vectors and
you're like,
and shit. I know how you're thinking about it. Thinking way too much about it.
No. One movement?
One movement. You can only do one movement. Well, like if we'll call like a clean and jerk one movement.
Right.
You, like if you get what I'm saying. So, but like one movement to like for the rest of your life to develop your fitness.
I don't know that I could improve on a clean and jerk. Like, you could do them light and fast. You could do them effectively tempo work. So I could slow it down. You could do it crazy heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say a gymnastics movement, but like I think there's something about like a clean and jerk is gonna do something different. And so yeah, I'd say probably the clean and jerk, not the snatch, definitely the clean and jerk.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
All right, here we go. You ready?
No.
What's the most embarrassing thing to ever happen to you in a gym?
Most embarrassing thing to ever happen to me in a gym?
Yep. Split your pants, shit yourself. Split your pants when you shit yourself.
Listen. I've never split my pants at the gym. I split my pants at my wedding. Fun fact.
That's hilarious.
They literally split in half. So like I got measured for them.
Under and around, front to back.
Yeah, like from front to back, just that whole seam. So
chaps right there.
Yeah. So like as soon as we got like the wedding was done, we get home.
Wait! Don't lose the plot here. Come back to the gym.
Yeah.
Most embarrassing. We have too many questions for us to go to a rabbit hole.
I'm trying to think. Most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me in a gym. Oh, this is a good one. So I was demonstrating. We had a class where the after bash was like dumbbell skull crushers. It was like there was like dumbbell snatch or something. So we did dumbbell skull crushers as an after bash. And I got down on the floor to demonstrate. This is a class of like 40 people. And I pick up the dumbbell from the floor. And then as I get it up and over my head, I made the incredibly intelligent decision to try and like adjust one of my hands. And I dropped the dumbbell on my face. And it was like a 40-pound dumbbell.
Oh!
And so like lips bleeding, teeth bleeding, nose bleeding, like all that fun stuff. Got like a small, whatever, like
contusion.
Under like bruise. Yeah, something under that eye. And so like had to like pick myself up. I'm like, all right, guys, don't do that. It's like, well, I dropped it on my face, picked it back up, and like showed the movement. Like, this is what you do.
Yeah.
And then when I sat up is when things started like, you notice that like, okay, things are bleeding, and that tastes like not water in my mouth. And so I'm like, you guys you start doing that. I'm gonna go. And so I had 2 more classes that day. So I just I got like cotton balls kind of like shoved up in my gums and then like up my nose to stop that, and like coached the next 2 classes and was like, I'm not gonna like. So then I lay down like, you're gonna imagine there's a dumbbell between my hands and this is what you do.
Amazing.
That was fun.
Yeah,
that was fun.
All right, go.
All right, you ready?
I am.
Up. If you thought that Sam's internal processors had to work on that clean and jerk answer, if you had a young coach fresh off their level 1 and you could only give them one piece of advice going forward into their coaching journey, what's that one piece of advice?
Talk less, move more.
Ooh, that was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Talk less, move more. And I experienced it. I've seen it in enough greenhorn coaches.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because the thing that you have is information in your head.
Yes.
And what you do with information is you communicate it. The problem is they don't need information. They need to move and be corrected. And very few greenhorn coaches that I have seen understand that it is actually better for them to not try to talk about the movement at all.
Yeah.
And simply say, hey, this is what it looks like. Put your body here. Now do this. Now do this.
Fix that. Yep. Wow. Faster answer than I thought. But I like that. All
right. Have you ever broken gym equipment and not told anybody?
No.
Oh, well, that was fit. Oh.
No.
Okay.
No, because at CrossFit Boston, I was responsible for like keeping up all the ergs and nothing broke. Didn't break any barbells, didn't break any dumbbells, and
sweet.
Didn't break any. No.
You broke your face, but that's
not. I broke myself.
All right.
Oh, wait, just kidding.
See, there we go.
No. So I told someone, but this is the only thing that I broke. And
nope, doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah,
never mind.
Yep. All right. So
it was a vacuum, but that's okay.
No, that doesn't count. All right.
Okay. Well, it was the gyms.
What do you got?
Well, this is kind of like, well, this doesn't have to do with coaching. Um, if you could go back in time,
Okay.
any time,
Anytime.
and give younger Sam one piece of advice to go forward and to go forth and be awesome, what's that one piece of advice that you're giving younger Sam?
Not as a coach.
It can be as a coach. It can be just in life. It can be, however you want to, what angle you want to do this. I didn't have it specified. I just said if you can go back in time and give past Sam one piece of advice. Could
That's
be personal,
hard.
could be professional, could
This
be
is so
financial, could be.
this is incredibly hard. Like
Mm,
so like in my past, of course, I had a decade where I was a drug addict and an alcoholic, and like so
right.
I constantly weigh like, I remember telling a story once to my father where he's like, if you could do that, what would you say? And my answer right off the bat was don't drink. Like
Hmm.
immediately, don't drink. you know?
Yeah.
But the problem that comes out of that is that what I recognize now that going through drug addiction and alcoholism was a necessary trial by fire for me. And so I wouldn't be who I am now. Like my life, the trajectory of my life would be so wildly different that I cannot say that it would be better.
Hmm.
And so if I had to give myself a piece of advice,
Hmm.
it would be, because I avoided physical things
Hmm.
when I was young. So I would hope to find some way of saying it's only hard now.
Hmm.
And there's more to be gained by doing hard things than there is by not. And it doesn't need to be a big production. It doesn't need to be 7 hours a week or anything like that. It can be minimal.
Hmm.
But if, funny enough, you could say the same phrase, talk less and move more. Shut your
Yeah.
fucking trap, young Sam, and go do 10 burpees or go find out what a squat looked like or do some
Yeah.
push-ups or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
All right. So I have it. I have an easy question for you.
Okay.
It's a yes no question, um,
Okay.
and then a related question after, which I'll wait for. Um, does your wife do CrossFit?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
We'll wait for the follow up question. Go ahead, shoot.
Okay. Okay. um, so I'm gonna put some parameters on this, but I have it written down as like, what's your biggest pet peeve in CrossFit? And that can be like things you've seen from coaching, things that you've
Okay.
done in coaching, things with programming, things with HQ, things with just the community in general. What's your biggest pet peeve in CrossFit? What grinds your gears?
The apparent disregard for CrossFit's evidence based origins.
Mm,
You know,
yeah.
CrossFit started as an experiment. It was
Hmm.
quote unquote an open source experiment, and um, by doing the experiment vis-a-vis.com and the forums, they learned a lot of things, and
Hmm.
it's written in the level 1 manual. What we garnered from those were operational models called clumsy or clunky at best, but like fitness is these things. He or she is fittest who does X, Y, or Z. Um, and whether from HQ, and there are some instances in which this is the case, or
Hmm.
whether from an affiliate or a business within the space, the apparent disregard for evidence-based origins, like evidence-based principles, um, drives me up the fucking wall.
Hmm.
And I think it, our lives would be a lot simpler if we didn't have to deal with that shit. Our lives as trainers, our lives as practitioners, our lives as CrossFitters.
Hmm.
Yeah. We'd have a lot more CrossFitters and a lot more fit people.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you
Like
ready?
it. Yep.
So your wife does CrossFit.
Yes.
Have you ever had to coach your wife?
Yes.
How'd that work out for you?
Not good. It didn't go well.
Got to be honest, it was a mistake.
Oh man. So I remember when we first, started at CrossFit Boston, and I was coaching, Sammy's a member, and whenever I had Sammy in class,
yeah,
like I remember, someone made a comment, something like, wow, Sammy's just being, because people didn't know that we were together at that time yet.
Yes.
And so like we were dating at that time, not married. But I guess people would kind of talk like, man, like Sammy's kind of mean to Kevin. Like because she would just like sass me back or be, whatever. And so you'd be like, man, she's kind of mean to Kevin as he's coaching. And then like, as they find out, like, oh, they're together, they're like, oh, okay. Here's just like kind of like the giving shit type thing where I'd be like, hey babe, how about you like can we push your knees out a little bit? And she's like, how about you fuck yourself? I'm like, all right, sick. If anyone hasn't ever coached their significant other, it's difficult because even if you come at it as like my role is coach, Sammy would sometimes address me as her partner as opposed to her coach. And so things get interesting in that regard. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, come at me.
If you could be a professional athlete in any sport or domain, which would it be? And when I say like professional athlete, I mean like you're the top of the sport, you're getting paid very well for your efforts, sponsorship deals, all the fun stuff, the whole kit and caboodle.
I'd be a professional esports, like a professional gamer.
Oh, you fucking asshole.
Pay me a lot of money to play video games.
Oh, man.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like, also, you're great. Sure, you're really great at Call of Duty.
Does that count as a professional athlete, though?
Oh, okay.
Does that kind of, because like I'm sitting there when they're like, oh, the world championships of poker. I'm like, fuck off. Like,
right.
Stop it. Like,
okay. If I had to pick athletics,
yeah, some like.
Well, it seems like basketball players do the least and make the most. So basketball.
Hey, just be a backup kicker for the NFL. Just
that's basketball. I hate basketball with a passion.
Okay. But basketball. He's chasing the money. All right.
Yeah. Fuck. All right. You have to keep it anonymous and brief.
Okay.
What's your worst drop-in story ever?
I mean, even if I wanted to like give a name, I don't remember this person's name. It was like one time.
And and when I say anonymous, you can't tell me male or female. It's this person.
It's just person drops in.
Yeah.
Or came in for a drop in and they were 9 minutes late to the class.
Great way to start.
Yeah. And I didn't know they were coming. Like they didn't email advance. No, like
awesome.
Just like
blind drop in.
Just rocked up like 9 minutes. I'm like, hey, like what, welcome to what can I do for you?
Why are you in this building?
Why are you here? I'm just dropping in for this class. I'm like, all right, sweet. Like, we'll take care of all your dropping stuff afterwards. Just, get yourself 9 minutes late. They had to then go and change. So like out of whatever, civilian attire into their Lululemon and Reebok stuff. They come out of the bathroom from like having been changed. All right, what are we doing? I'm like, well, workout today is Amanda. I was like,
glad you missed the warm up.
I was like, do you have any experience with CrossFit? They're like, no. Awesome.
Oh.
And so I just, here's a PVC pipe.
Yep.
And this person would not. So the plan was at the most
Empty
like a
barbell.
15, yeah, like 15, like a 15-pound bar for
Trainer bar.
like power snatches. Yes.
Yeah.
And so we're going through the snatch thing. And I can't give all my attention to the train wreck that's happening here, but it's like a train wreck. You can't not look at it. It's so we're going through for the muscle ups. I'm like, ring rows. Let's start with that. Like ring rows, low ring transition. And we get to, we're going through the warm up and we're starting to get into like essentially loading up rounds. Like you're going to give me a handful of your muscle up option and then some snatches with your empty bar, and then a handful of muscle ups and then like barbell with some weight, and then handful barbell at your work, whatever. Somewhere in there, I'm like walking around to this person, like, hey, try and jump a little bit more. Hey, what are you thinking for your muscle ups? Like, so I'm like making my way around. I turn back around, homie's gone, person's gone. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay. So I, keeping like my eye out essentially for that was the station where they were. And I'm like checking in with this person, quick check the shoulder, like check it, a quick check, like 5-7 minutes go by. So I go like, I'm like, open the bathroom, like, hey, like, you in here?
Yeah.
Nothing. Both bathrooms are empty.
Okay.
Back room's empty. They just left. Wow. Just came in, did part of the warm up and like the loading up, and somewhere in the loading up rounds just decided not having it, and just like while I wasn't looking, like at just straight up left. Yeah, just out the door. And so I'm like, what just happened? I was like,
I got bamboozled.
Yeah, I just like, what just? Oh, sweet baby Jesus! All right, that was the. I don't know about like, you can make an argument for words. That was definitely the strangest drop-in experience for sure.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, shoot me.
If you had to pick a different career, where are you going?
Man. If I wanted to absolutely lose my soul, sales. If I wanted to toil in lower management, IT. If I wanted to...
You're giving too many answers. You got to pick one.
Fuck.
You're picking a different career path for Sam. From this moment onwards, what are you doing?
IT.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, from now on?
Yeah, from where you are right now, forever and always.
Oh, if I can't do this?
Yeah, if you can no longer coach.
If I can no longer coach, that's a very broad statement.
Okay. If you can no longer do what you are currently doing in the fitness space with the people.
Fuck. Teach.
Okay. Here we go. I could see that.
That I could do.
Sam would be the fun professor.
That would be the goal.
I like that.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
What is your biggest CrossFit fangirl moment? Like the moment where you met or saw someone and you're like, you lost your shit. And when you tell the story, you look back and you're like, God damn it. I wish I was much cooler.
So I haven't had a moment where I just like lost my shit per se.
Yeah.
There've been a few moments like getting to meet James and Austin and those guys, definitely like a moment where you're like, that's pretty awesome. The biggest kind of like, I guess, fangirl moment was at Wodapalooza in 2020. I walked past Tim Paulson. And as I walked past Tim Paulson, the only thought in my head was like, fuck, that's a big dude.
Yeah.
Like it just because like
was a big bitch.
Like a big dude. And I'm like, because they're like, like Rich is muscular, like James is muscular, like all these guys, like
Tim Paulson's
James
a Viking.
I'm like Tim Paulson is like, I just walked past a real life Viking. And I was like, I didn't know what to think or do with myself. Cause I was a fan of him as an athlete. And like, he's a bigger dude, but then and I had seen him at regionals on the floor, like down there where you can't really but then like walking past him and like, I'm a decently large human. Like I'm 6'1", 210 pounds. I walked past Tim and I was like, Jesus,
Yeah.
like felt small. So that was like biggest, I guess, moment of that nature for sure.
All right.
Are you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
This is, you might take up the rest of our podcast time. You think about this one. What has been your favorite moment with your kids so far?
Favorite?
Yeah. Favorite moment with your kids. Favorite moment, favorite memory with your kids. Or one kid if it was,
Oh, shit.
just with Noah.
So moments are nonstop, right? Because they're changing
Right.
all the time, and so their capabilities change, and so they are experiencing new things, but they don't know that they're new things. You know that they're new things, and you're like, "Fuck, he couldn't do that 2 days ago."
Yeah.
So that's fucking perpetual.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's for me, I could probably cry right now thinking about it because I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Um, my wife had cesarean sections for both of the kids, and
Mhm.
when both of the kids were out, and like they came and they gave them and put them in my arms, just there's not really a hell of a lot of conscious thought that's going on. It's just, for me, it was like raw emotion. Just, and I I remember when Noah, my firstborn, when he was born, I'm holding him. And I looked at my wife. My wife is fucking drugged to the gills. And of
Yeah.
course she remembers this part. I looked at her, tears streaming from my face, and I'm like, I'm never going to work again. I'm just going to stay with you and the kids all the time. Like, could not imagine a world where like I did anything other than hold a child.
Yep. You're like, this is my life now. It's
Yeah.
like when you sit down on a couch or a bed and like a pet lays on you and you're like, well, I'm now part of this couch because I
Yes.
cannot move.
Yeah, that
Awesome.
that in both cases where they showed me my children for the first time, those moments.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, follow along if you can. Cat burglars do not
Okay.
do not burgle cats. Okay?
Right.
A jellyfish is not a fish.
Mhm.
Rhode Island is not an island.
Right.
What is your favorite misnomer?
That is my favorite misnomer.
Yeah.
I mean, my initial knee-jerk reaction was that a pike isn't a hollow just because it's been a running. I don't think that fits.
No, it doesn't fit.
Now I'm trying to think of like things like that are not. Would it be dumb to say like cross-country skiers don't ski across the country?
Only
I mean, to
slightly.
answer that question, I'm trying to like, I'm trying to like think in my, because my head doesn't like recognize those misnomers until you're like bringing them up.
Oh, I have one for you.
Okay, sure.
Esports athlete.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's not an athlete. Nope, not a sport. Not a
So
sport.
there we go. There's your answer.
Okay. Jesus.
All right, come at me.
Ooh, if you won an all expense paid trip for 2 weeks to anywhere, where are you going? And you can only pick one spot. You can't be like, I'm gonna go to Europe and then just like do the whole country because it's 5 minutes apart. You can't do that shit. Like, pick one spot.
All expenses paid to one place.
All expenses paid to one place, 2 weeks.
Greece. Specifically the island Paxos, where my wife and I went for our honeymoon.
There we go. Awesome. Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. It's a lot of funny stories from that thing. That was the first time in like 5 years I'd driven a stick shift, and I got it stuck on the side of a very steep mountain and had to be saved by the locals who like drive stick shifts on mountains all the time. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Love that.
What is your current favorite snack cracker.
Ooh. Um, oh, I can see it. It's like favorite snack cracker is they're Triscuits,
Uh-huh.
and I forget what it's like the rosemary ones. Like
Oh,
those with like a sharp cheddar cheese. I'll eat a whole box of them
without blinking.
right with like without even think without didn't even have to not blink. It'd be like I there it goes, done.
Yeah. Wow.
Game
Good
over
choice.
in my face.
Good choice.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your go-to meal? If it's like, you don't want to worry about, what's the go-to? Like the fail safe where you're like, if all else fails, can do this.
Either a half pound of cooked ground beef
Mm,
or 300 grams of Greek yogurt, 40 grams of honey, and 60 grams of peanut butter.
those are a lot of measurements, but I respect both choices.
Yes. Either one of those. I like
Sick.
brainless choice. I know it will
Yeah.
do what I want it to
Yeah.
do.
Do the thing.
Yes.
Little thing if you rewind that back and play real slow is that what gets measured gets managed, folks.
Turns out that's
Little,
important.
yeah, little takeaway there.
All right. If you had to pick a song that right now you would say that's my jam, what would you say?
Like just in the sense that I like it, or like is this like a
Like if you had for this moment
trying to
in
get myself
time for
amped up?
that song
Okay.
and for yourself, you're like, this is my anthem. This describes me in song form. And every time it plays, I feel like a unicorn riding a rainbow.
Oh man, that's all right. I'm gonna give you so like as far as like singular song,
One.
I because I was gonna give you a play like the pop punk
Nope.
powerhouse playlist on Spotify is
Nope.
fucking that's my shit at all times with that. Okay. Um I don't know. I love the song "Dear Maria." I forget who the artist is, but it's like that in that pop punk playlist. I just like every time it comes on, I'm like, put it on repeat. I forget who the artist is. I can look it up real quick if you want, but
Find it later.
okay.
Yeah.
But that's the one. I'd go with that
All
one.
right.
That's the jam. I'm like, all right, I'm put this on repeat forever and always.
Okay.
What's your favorite thing that you've gotten for yourself recently? Something like just for you.
Just for me.
Something just for you.
It's not really just for me, but it's just for me.
Okay.
Is my truck.
Mm,
Every
yeah.
time I get into my truck, I'm very happy.
I'm like,
I'm a
fuck
very
yeah.
happy. I have a 2023 Tundra Hybrid 1794 edition, and it's got all the bells and whistles, and I am a happy man every time I'm in that vehicle. And whether or
There you
not
go.
it's inconvenient to my family, I look for excuses to pack everybody into that vehicle.
Everybody get in. Why? I don't know. We're just going.
Yeah. And I've got a decked system in the back, so there's like drawers that come out in the back of the bed,
Yeah.
which means I can't hold a lot in the bed right now. I could strap stuff down, but like, so it's like it's inconvenient for something that could have been useful, like a grocery run, but I don't care. Yeah.
Nope, not important.
All right, ready?
Yep.
All right. Favorite guilty pleasure food, the one that you would be embarrassed to tell people about.
I mean, I don't know if I'm really embarrassed to say that I like a certain type of food. Man, I have some hot takes on some foods that like other people like that I don't like. That I'm like, if you like this, you might be a serial killer. Guilty pleasure food. I don't know. I like whenever they have like the mini candies like you'd give out for Halloween, which is like
Yes.
all the everything right now.
Yep.
Like because they're so small, they're essentially no calories. So I just eat like 70 of them at a time.
So would it be fair to say that Halloween candy is your guilty
yeah,
pleasure
Halloween,
food?
yeah.
Okay.
but I'm like, I tell people, I'm like, Halloween candy doesn't stand a chance around me, and I will say
Yeah.
that proudly. Uh,
Yeah. There you go.
yeah, there we go.
All right, come at me.
Um, oh, here's a loaded question.
Okay.
If you could
Uh-huh.
create
Uh-huh.
one law that the entire world had to abide by,
Yeah.
what is that one law?
And have it actually be enforced?
Yeah, like it's 100% effective, 100% compliance rate, the entire world, one law.
Guilty pleasure thing? So like is it guilty pleasure or like am I like trying to make the world a better place? Because they're two very
Uh,
different things.
that depends. If you want to make the world a better place, you do that. If you want to make the world a better place for Sam, you can do that.
All right. Well, like I'm not going to try to piss anybody off, and we'll talk the hypothetical about. Well, if everybody only did this, we'd be
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
One law
yeah.
would
One thing.
uh, keep right except to pass, and
Mm,
in Germany they call that law Rechtsfahren. So
yeah,
literally means right driving.
yeah,
If you are on the autobahn and you do
yeah.
not keep right except to pass, they
You
will.
die.
Well, yeah, you die. If you live, they
Yeah.
will arrest you, rescind your license, and then put you in jail for a long time. They literally throw the book at you.
Awesome. I
Yeah,
love that.
I
As I
I
was
would
like,
I would make
yeah,
that a like you are not allowed to do that at
yep,
all ever.
yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that.
All right, ready?
Yep.
So in the vein of the food thing, where it's like,
Hmm.
this is my guilty pleasure. What's your favorite guilty pleasure fitness thing? And so like as a coach, you do this thing, you love it. You don't have maybe a good reason why you love it, and you probably don't want to tell a whole lot of people that you do it. What's your favorite guilty pleasure fitness thing? Is it P-ball? It's P-ball, isn't it?
It's definitely the yeah. Um. Hmm. Guilty pleasure fitness thing. What
Yeah.
what do I do that I wouldn't want to tell other people I do? uh. Um.
And maybe you don't have one.
Yeah, I don't think I have like something I do that I wouldn't want to tell other people that I do.
Okay.
Um. I don't know. Although, like, I'll always contend that um, burpee bar facing burpees and burpee box jump overs are better than normal burpees.
Hmm. Okay.
So I don't know if that's like I don't have anything that I do really that I wouldn't want other people to
All right.
know that I do.
All right. All right. Fire
Hmm.
at me.
It's way too boring of an answer. Um, so coming back with the travel travel theme,
Okay.
you have a weekend
Okay.
that's just you and Katie, no
Okay.
kids.
Yep.
Where are you going? What are you doing? Or maybe it's just I'm just gonna stay at home and
Stay at home and watch TV is a popular option.
mm,
Um, and maybe we go so far as to like binge watch Lord of the Rings, like
ooh,
all nine front to back. And if you want to do like you want to include the Hobbit on the front end, like that's a solid
mhm,
like 29 hours.
awesome.
So you could do that. That's that.
Yep.
We could go someplace, but like the traveling would eat into the being there. And
Right. You get
so,
into the being.
yeah.
Hmm.
And so for us, like she doesn't have work. I don't have work. We can sit down. We can do whatever,
Hmm.
food and entertainment.
There we go.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
All right. You
Love it.
ready?
Yeah.
CrossFitters are crazy people. What is your red
Yes.
flag?
CrossFitters are crazy people.
For
What is my
example,
red
my red
flag?
flag is I like the assault bike.
Mm. Oh, so what is my red flag?
Yeah. Yeah. What's your red flag?
Ooh. Um. Oh man. Um. My red flag. I don't know. My red flag. Like my red flag is I don't know, red flag, like I can't do anything unless my thumbs are taped. I don't know if that's a thing, but like um
yeah. So like
kind of
that's
fits. I don't that like I guess maybe my red flag is that like I'm a massive fan of like the show up and blow up method, like just come out guns blazing, like just shift
full
into
send.
six and see yeah, just full send into the abyss and see what happens.
There you go.
All
That definitely counts.
right.
All right, give me.
Um, if you could make one change to CrossFit, and that could be to the methodology or to let's just do that. If you could make one change to CrossFit methodology, what would that change be? And the answer might be none of it, or like no change. But
Uh, so the hard part is the methodology doesn't include the teaching or the training department, right?
mm,
So would I make a
okay, so what
change
would
to
that
the
benefit? If you wanted to make a change to the teaching or training department, what would that one
if
change be?
what I would do is I would change how they talk about the pull up in the level
Okay,
one.
gotcha.
I
Hmm.
would. I think CrossFit as a whole, trainers are really bad at teaching gymnastics in a it
Hmm.
on a in the, they don't teach gymnastics in the same way that they talk about weightlifting, and like they don't make it as accessible, and it doesn't need to be that hard. So
Mm,
that would be my
gotcha.
change.
Love it.
Yeah. All right, ready?
Yep.
What was your favorite movie growing up?
Favorite movie growing? Well, okay, so define growing up. Like, what age range am I in?
Doesn't matter. All right, when you
Um,
think about your adolescence, what was your favorite movie?
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man. Because that movie came out in 2008, and at that point, I was, depending on what point in the year in 2008, I was somewhere in the realm of uh, either like end of eighth grade, beginning of freshman year of high school.
Okay. Okay.
So like that would be growing up. So like, Iron Man, yeah,
Okay.
roll
Cool.
with that.
All right, hit me.
What's the best moment of your coaching career so far? Best moment, your favorite moment?
Best moment of my coaching career?
Yeah.
2 years ago at breakfast with Denise Thomas when she told me I could pass the level 4.
Woo. There we
That
go.
sticks out. Yeah.
That yeah.
And
That's
like there's few things that I like I've had some amazing experiences, but like to have someone, and I consider Denise a good friend,
mhm.
who knows me and who knows my goals and aspirations, to be like, you can do this thing. I was
Mhm.
like, okay, let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Which well-known CrossFit athlete would you love to have as a roommate?
I mean, the easy answer is James, just because I know him really well. Um,
That yeah. Okay.
yeah, I feel like I mean, I don't know if like much productive would get done. I feel like there'd just be a whole lot of shit talking the entire time. Um, and yeah, but I'd probably go with James.
Okay. All right. Go.
You can only play one video game for the rest of your life. What is it? Just one. So if there's like a series and you're like, there's
No.
like, then just the one. Un disc.
In disc.
Yeah.
Uh if I'm playing with another human,
Mhm.
the original Halo.
Okay.
If
What a
I'm
game.
playing, yeah, so good.
Mm.
If I'm playing by myself,
Hmm.
any of the games in the Trials series, which is like
Okay.
a motorcycle like puzzle solving thing,
There
which
we go.
just it ticks all my boxes. Um, what is your hands down single favorite thing about doing this podcast?
I mean, we've talked about this, that we just have way too much fucking fun doing this. It's just like great conversation. It's hysterical, funny, but like, my favorite thing is that hopefully we're able to actually like create some change or create like spark a discussion amongst people that may or may not listen.
Yeah.
So that would be like my favorite thing. Like I really enjoy this podcast, but my favorite thing is that like hopefully we're doing some sort of positive thing. We're making some sort of change.
Yeah. Cool.
If you could get one new piece of Rogue equipment for free, what you getting? Bill goes, yo, Sam, one piece of equipment on me, anything you want. And that, I know that like rig comes in multiple pieces, but if you were like, I'd like a 10-foot section of rig like that, you can do that.
One
thing.
Damn. Maybe like the monster cave, like the thing that's like as wide as a wall. It's like $6,000.
Yeah, the whole thing. It's like with the 7 different cable attachments.
Yeah, I'd get one of those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that thing. That's pretty. I could lose a lot of time like picking options and shit on that one.
Oh yeah, just doing the whole thing, man. Jeez.
Oh, so good.
Love it.
All right. What is your favorite CrossFit Instagram account?
Like, is it like put out by CrossFit or just like in the CrossFit space?
Themed.
Ooh, yeah. Andrew Hiller.
Okay.
I think it's fucking hysterical, and I love that he calls people out for their bullshit.
There you go.
So I think that's awesome. That might be a controversial answer in the space, but right now, I'm fan of Hiller's account.
Yeah, for sure.
Whichever ones haven't been shadow banned yet. Okay, here's a great question for you.
Okay.
If you could do one competitive CrossFit event from a game season live. Now, when I say that, this could be a games event, like put Sam at the CrossFit Games doing this event live, or it could be like an open announcement. If there was an open workout where you would like, I would have loved to have been on that live stream and just like throwing that shit down, or like a regionals or something like that. If there was like one event in a CrossFit competitive season that you could have been a part of live, which event would you want to do?
Assuming I can keep up.
Not even that, just like what you'd have the most fun doing live, like just like throwing down with and not replacing someone. So if you were like the open announcement that was like Matt versus Rich in 2015, like not taking one of them away, but like just adding it, making it Matt versus Rich versus Sam. If you go the open route, but it's a great question.
It's a great question. There's so much good stuff.
Yeah.
So with the caveat that it is scaled appropriately for me.
Sure.
The pig flip rope climb event from
2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
go head to head with Spence.
Yes. Like I still remember like watching that and like watching it like pedals way the fuck out all by himself, just flip, step, flip, step. Yeah. The pig flip event.
Awesome.
All right. Ready?
I am.
Who's your secret CrossFit athlete crush?
My secret CrossFit athlete crush.
And if you tell me when I publish this, I will bleep the name out. If you tell me to, I'll bleep the name out.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I don't care. I think like, does it have to be someone who competes currently?
No.
Okay. Julie Fouché.
Dr. Julie Fouché.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking savage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Julie.
All right, go.
You get to have dinner with 3 people. It can be past, present, like they could have past, like could be anyone from any point in time. You get to like pick 3 people to have dinner with
in world history.
It's like just ever, like just 3 people. It could, anywhere in world history, 3 people. You get to bring them together, sit them down at a table, have a half pound of ground beef with them.
Okay.
Who are your 3 people? And if it's someone who like you might not speak their language, like it where you're able to understand everybody.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, that would be hopefully implied.
Yeah.
Um, if I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna have dinner,
Hmm.
probably the Buddha,
Okay.
Jesus,
Hmm.
and Plato or Aristotle, one or the other.
Okay. There you go.
I think
Sam's going to
I'd
be learning
I
at
think I'd
this
be
dinner.
hard pressed to like
Yeah.
just like sit him down and be like, okay, cool. What's really up? Like, tell me
Yeah.
things. Yeah,
Tell me things. I'm just going to sit. You just tell.
yeah. All right.
I
So
like
here
that.
I have a proposition because we're running a little
Okay.
long,
Hmm.
and also I love the idea of this. Right. I want to do a lightning round. I've got 5 questions left.
Okay.
Okay. I want to do a
I've got,
lightning
yeah.
round.
Okay. Lightning
Okay.
round. And I've got 4 and we can do a lightning round.
Okay. How did you get 4 questions left and then a lightning round?
Huh?
I've got five
No.
questions left. That's 26
Oh.
questions.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
have 4 questions left.
Oh, that's right. Because you started.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Okay.
started. Yeah.
All right. So I want to do a lightning round. 5 questions.
Okay. Yeah.
Answer as quickly as possible. Right.
Yep.
So they've
Yep.
been set up to make it quick and easy to answer. Are you ready?
Yep. Sweet.
All right. What's your favorite CrossFit movement?
Wall balls.
What's your favorite workout? Named workout.
Oh, fuck. Nancy.
What was your first CrossFit affiliate?
KV CrossFit in Waterville, Maine.
Who is your current favorite elite athlete?
Tim Paulson.
What's your daughter's name?
Ooh, I don't know.
You don't know? Really?
No, we haven't picked a name yet.
That's hilarious. If you had picked your name, I was hoping you were just going to spit it out.
Nope. Nope. We're keeping that shit private, man. Nope.
Oh,
That was a
that
good
would have been
try,
fun.
but joke's on you. I'm not prepared.
I don't even know that. So there you
Yeah,
go.
I don't. Such joke's on you. Was that your
Yeah.
5th question?
That was my 5th question. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ready for your 4 questions?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, we're gonna go rapid fire. What's your favorite hobby outside of fitness?
Being a dad.
There we go. Is that a hobby? I'm pretty sure that's like a full-time
That's a
fucking
full-time
job.
occupation.
Yeah.
Favorite hobby outside of fitness? Shooting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. What's something you've never done but always wanted to do?
Damn.
We lost the rapid fire.
Yeah, we did. Never done, but always wanted to do.
Hmm.
Be completely content and have no worries or desires. That's something
Okay.
I've never done.
So,
I've always wanted to do.
That kind of like leads into my next question is what's something you've been working on to improve yourself? Yeah, no, I've had some loaded questions on this, Sam.
Yeah. Something I have been working on to improve myself is being focused when I work, and when I'm not working, like taking my phone and like putting
Leaving
it
it.
upstairs, like a
Yep.
floor and several rooms away. And like
it.
so much so that I take my watch off, and so I have no phone, I have no watch, I have nothing that can distract me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that. Last one. What is your favorite Talking Average Fitness moment so far? Could be a guest or like, what's your favorite episode that we've done or favorite thing we've talked about?
Hang on. If I had to pick, probably the hot takes episode. That was a shit ton of fun.
That was fun.
That was fun.
We'll have more of them in the
Yeah.
future.
Yes.
We will have more of them in the future because we have many much hot takes.
Many, many much hot takes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's to a full year of doing this shit and not getting canceled or shadow banned or demonetized. Again, hard to do when you have no money.
Yep. Maybe big things coming in year 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And who the hell knows? Kevin, I appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around for a year, dude.
Yeah, same with you. Haven't scared each other off yet, which might be the more frightening part.
Frightening, encouraging, whichever.
You know.
If you've been listening along and you wanted to know more about us than you already do, please find us on YouTube. Tell your friends, tell your coaches. And other than that, thank you so much for the last year, Kevin. I really do appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, and I appreciate you as well, man. It's been fun.
It has. And we'll keep on going on.
We're going to keep on keeping on.
Amen to that. All right, everybody, we'll see you next week for year number 2, I guess.
Yeah, start of year number 2.
Apparently. God help us all.
Yeah.
See you all, everybody.